Good morning, my dear children. Welcome to our physics class. So, we have been discussing about our chapter 2, friction, isn't it? So, what are the things we have been discussing about friction? Did you remember that? Yes, we know that friction is a force, isn't it? Which type of force it is? Yes, friction comes under contact force. So, how can you define friction? Yes, whenever a body moves on a surface, whenever a body moves on a surface, a force come into contact or come in the surfaces between, isn't it? Yes, between the body and between the surface, and that force we can call it as friction, isn't it? And the frictional force is always opposite to the direction of motion, isn't it? So that is the definition of friction we have been discussing. Now, what are the causes why the friction occurs? Yes, that also we have been discussed about why. Yes, there are some irregularities present on a surface, isn't it? And due to these irregularities, and while an object is moving on the surface, what will happen? Yes, there will comes an interlocking. There will comes an interlocking between the surface of contact and the object. Hence, friction occurs, isn't it? Yes. Then we have been discussed about factors which affecting friction. What are the factors? Yes, the first factor, that is roughness or smoothness. When the roughness of a surface increases, friction increases. Then when the smoothness increases, friction decreases. So the first factor, that is roughness or smoothness of a surface. Then second one, just look here, heaviness, isn't it? Which is the second one? Heaviness of an object. That also we have been discussed. It is very difficult to move a heavy object through the surface, and it is very easy to move a lightweight object through along a surface, because heavy object press more in the surface, isn't it? That's why heaviness of an object also depends upon friction, isn't it? Now the third one that we have didn't discussed about, that is surface area. Surface area also depends upon friction, isn't it? So surface area is a factor which depends friction. How? Did you see the players, football players? There are some soles, or in your shoes also you can see there are some soles in the backside, or not backside, in the toe side of your shoes, isn't it? Yes. What is the use of that soles? That soles increases friction. That soles increases friction. Hence, you can walk easily through the road or anything. Understand? So that while soles are presenting under the shoe, what will happen? Surface area get increasing. Understood? Surface area get increasing. Hence, we can say that surface area is a factor which so surface area is a factor which affect friction, isn't it? If the surface area is more, friction is more, and if the surface area is less, friction is less. And the next thing, friction produce heat. Friction produce heat. How can you define that friction produce heat? You just try with your hands. You just rub your hands together. Rub your hands together. What will cause? What will you feel? Yes, you feel some hotness, isn't it? Yes. While one object is moving on another surface, there comes a force in between the two surfaces, and that is friction, isn't it? So what we can explain? Friction produces heat. Understand? So this is a factor. Friction produce heat. Now we are going to discussing about the friction. Which are the cases in which friction is beneficial to us, and which are the cases in which friction is unbeneficial to us? Let us look. Yes, if there is no friction, we cannot hold a pen or a pencil. We cannot hold a pen or a pencil if there is no friction. Then we cannot walk on the road if there is no friction, or any surface if there is no friction. Then you have seen that in the blackboard using chalk we are writing, isn't it? If there is no friction, the chalk particles will not stick into the blackboard. Then you have seen matchstick. Yes, if there is no friction, we can't light up the matchsticks. So there are so many cases, or one more thing we can say, if there is no friction, no vehicle can start, stop or change its speed or direction if there is no friction. Understood? So there are so many cases in which friction is beneficial to us. So in the starting of the chapter we have been discussed that when we step on a banana peel, what will happen? Yes, we will slip off, isn't it? That is a unbeneficial to friction, isn't it? Yes. So we can say that there are so many cases in which friction is beneficial to us and there are friction is unbeneficial to us. Okay, let us list out some situations in which friction is beneficial to us. First one is useful in lighting matches. Second one, it helps us to hold objects. Friction helps us to hold objects. Then third one, able to walk, which prevents slipping. Understood? Then tires of vehicles have grooves. Did you see that the tires of vehicles is not seen to be plain? There are some grooves in between them, isn't it? What is the use of that? Yes, that grooves provide more friction. Then only the vehicle can stop according to the driver's will. Okay. Then runners uses spike shoes. Did you see that in the case of football players or runners, they having spike in their shoes? What is that? Yes, in order to increase friction, isn't it? Yes. So these are the different cases in which friction is beneficial to us. Hope you understand friction as a friend. Understood? Friction as a friend. There are so many things that you can find out. You just try to find out some more situation in which friction is beneficial to us. Okay. So we have seen that how friction is beneficial to us, or which are the situation in which friction is beneficial to us. Next we are going to look which are the situation in which friction is non-beneficial to us. Okay, let us look here. First one, wear and tear of machines, isn't it? So what do you mean by wear and tear of machines? Yes, if a machine is functioning, what will happen? Sometimes there will occur the rubbing between the parts of the machine. Understand? Inside the machine, sometimes there will occur some rubbing. Due to that rubbing, what will happen? Yes, the machine parts sometimes got damaged or it occurs wear and tear. Understood? It occurs wear and tear. So what will happen? Wear and tear of machines. So friction produce wear and tear for machines. Understood? So by rubbing the machinery parts. Okay. Now the next one, wears tires of vehicles. We have seen that what will happen? Yes, when there is friction only, a driver can stop the vehicle according to his will, isn't it? When after so many uses, what will happen? Yes, the tires will get wears away due to more friction. So wears away tires of vehicles. Understand? Yes. Now the third one, it reduces the efficiency of machine. That all we have discussed here, because while rubbing the machinery parts together, what will happen? Yes, there occurs the wear and tear for machine, and hence it will reduce the efficiency of machines. Understood? Then slip when you step on a banana peel and a wet or mossy surfaces. We just slip off when we step on a banana peel or a wet surface or mossy surface. Why? Because there is no friction there, isn't it? Yes, it is so smooth. Understood? Yes. Then next one, cyclist skid on a oily road. Skid means slip, isn't it? Yes. What is the reason? Yes, in order there is no friction there. Then fuel loss. That also we can connect it to here. How? Yes, while the friction in the machinery parts increases, what will happen? Yes, there occurs some damage to their machinery parts, and hence the efficiency reduces and the fuel get lows. Understood? Yes. Then the last one, wears away soles of our shoes. Isn't it? Wears away soles of our shoes. So these are the situations in which friction as is not beneficial to us. Now you just try to find out some more situations in which the friction is not beneficial to us. So we have seen that in some situation friction is beneficial to us, and in some situation friction is non-beneficial to us, isn't it? Now next we are going to discussing about, if there is no friction, is there any way to increase friction? If there is no friction, is there any way to increase friction? Let us look. To increasing the friction, first one, make surface rough. Isn't it? That we have discussed first. Rough surface have more friction. So what are the first thing we can do to increase a friction? Make the surface rough. Understood? Then the second one, grooves in tires. You have seen that the tires, isn't it? Why there are some grooves in between the surface of the tires? Yes, in order to increase the friction, isn't it? Then only they will get a better grip between the tire and the road, isn't it? Yes. Now next one, soles in our shoe, the same way as grooves in tires, because when we step off or when we walking, what will happen? Yes, there will be friction between the soles of our shoe and the road. It increases the friction. For that, or to increase friction, the shoe is provided with soles. Okay. Now, kabaddi players rub their hands with the soil. Did you see kabaddi? The game kabaddi? Yes. So the kabaddi players, they rub their hands with the soil. Why? Yes, our hands is so smooth, isn't it? Yes. So when one kabaddi player start to catch to the player of another team, what will happen? Because of our smoothness of our hand, what will happen? Yes, that player may skid from our hands, isn't it? Not to skid from our hands, what the players do now? They just rub their hands with the soil to make their hands rough, isn't it? Yes, then they get the better grip to their hands to catch the other team player. Understood? Yes. Now the last one, gymnast apply coir substance in order to increase friction, isn't it? It's the similar way like kabaddi players applying their hands with the soil. The gymnast apply a coir substance in order to increase the friction. So these are the different ways you can do to increase friction. Sometimes we don't want friction, isn't it? So what we have to do? Yes, we want to reduce or minimize the friction. Let us look some situations. Sprinkle fine powder on a carom board in order to reduce friction. Sprinkle fine powder on a carom board in order to reduce the frictions of caroms and the board. Okay. Now, applying lubricants. This is important. Applying lubricants. This is the important word to reduce friction. Applying lubricants. So, what do I mean by lubricants? Lubricants are the substances which used to reduce friction. Example, oil, grease, graphite, etc. You may have seen that in some machinery parts, some oil is applying, isn't it? What is the reason for that? Yes, in order to reduce friction. Yes, so such substances we use in order to reduce friction. We call it as lubricants. Understood? We call it as lubricants. So what do you mean by lubricants? Lubricants are the substances which we used to reduces friction. Oil, grease, graphite are the examples. So these are the ways in which we can use in order to reduce friction. So that's all for today. Hope you understand what are the things we have discussed today. The situations in which friction is beneficial to us and the friction is non-beneficial to us, and also the ways to increase and decrease or reduces the friction. Okay children, bye. That's much for today. Bye bye. Thank you.